Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at how generative AI is moving from, the realm of possibility into tangible business results. It's not just future tech anymore. We're seeing real transformations happening now.
Exactly. And for you, our listener, we want to offer a clear and insightful understanding of this evolution without getting lost in, overly complex details. Think of this as your direct line to grasping what's truly significant about generative AI in the business world today.
Yeah, cutting through the noise. To bring this into focus, we've explored some really interesting material. We've got perspectives from the experts at MIT, Chancellor Eric Grimson and Dr. George Westerman, alongside in-depth looks at actual business deployments documented by the ISO IET.
Right. Our mission in this deep dive is basically to extract the core insights and illustrate with compelling examples how businesses are actually using generative AI. We'll explore its impact on how companies connect with their customers, how they're streamlining their operations, and even how it's opening doors to entirely new forms of innovation. And we'll also touch on the important frameworks being considered as this technology becomes more widespread.
Okay, let's get right into it then and see generative AI in action. We're moving beyond the what ifs to the concrete hows. Let's start with something crucial for every business, how they connect with their customers.
Absolutely. In today's digital world, really knowing your customer and tailoring your approach is key. Generative AI is proving to be a powerful tool in achieving this. The ISO documentation details how AI systems can model what a user likes and even predict what services they might be interested in next. This leads to marketing that's not just more effective, but hopefully also more relevant for the customer.
That's a welcome change. Fewer irrelevant messages and more of what actually matters to me. Definitely. Now, another area that caught my eye is how AI is changing customer service, particularly with emotion-sensitive AI.
Oh yeah, what's fascinating here is the ability of AI to go beyond simply recognizing positive or negative sentiment in a customer's communication. It can also detect the intensity of those emotions. The ISO EEC report mentions systems that use something called convolutional neural networks and transfer learning to achieve this, even when they haven't been trained on massive amounts of very specific data.
Okay, convolutional neural networks. What does that mean in simple terms?
Think of them as being particularly good at recognizing patterns, like in this case, patterns in language that indicate emotional states. The report notes an accuracy of 85% in detecting the intensity of sentiment, with a goal of reaching 90%. This kind of nuanced understanding can free up human agents to focus on more complex or sensitive situations.
So the AI can almost take the emotional temperature of the interaction right off the bat. That's a big leap forward.
Mm.
And speaking of handling initial interactions, chatbots are getting a whole lot smarter, aren't they?
They certainly are. Today's intelligent customer service chatbots can categorize questions and really understand what the user intends. The ISO IC documentation gives an example of a company where a chatbot now handles a remarkable 90% of all online customer service inquiries.
90%, wow.
Yeah. This not only leads to significant savings in labor costs, but also provides customers with immediate answers to common questions.
90%, that's a huge load off human agents. And it's not just about typing, is it? We're also seeing AI in voice interactions.
Exactly. AI virtual assistants are being deployed for customer support, using deep learning and natural language processing (NLP) to offer more comprehensive help through spoken interactions. Deep learning, in essence, allows these systems to learn from vast amounts of data and improve their understanding and responses over time. This also connects with something Dr. Westerman pointed out. AI can even assist with creative tasks, like generating compelling titles for written content. Imagine how that could enhance marketing or even internal communications.
Interesting. So from making those initial customer connections smarter, let's talk about how businesses are using AI to optimize their internal operations, making things run more efficiently. There seem to be a really wide range of applications here.
Oh, definitely. This is where AI can have a massive impact, often behind the scenes. Consider quality control in electronic medical records, or EMRs. The ISO EEC documentation describes AI systems using natural language processing, which is all about computers understanding and processing human language to spot errors in the unstructured text data within these records.
Unstructured data, like doctor's notes.
Exactly, things like that. This helps ensure completeness and compliance, which is obviously critical in healthcare.
Absolutely vital. What are some other areas where this optimization is happening?
Well, another compelling example is in the intelligent marking of large-scale pen and paper exams. AI systems can be trained to evaluate answers, ensuring more consistent and fairer scoring while dramatically reducing the amount of time and labor involved. The report suggests a potential 50% reduction in organizational costs.
50%, that's not just a marginal improvement, and it likely means faster results for those taking the exams too.
Precisely. Turning to the tech industry itself, AI is being used to predict when critical IT infrastructure might fail. This acts as an early warning system for quality assurance engineers.
Okay.
Similarly, for internet service providers, ISPs, AI systems can analyze customer trouble tickets to determine if sending a field engineer is truly necessary, and in many cases, these AI systems actually perform better than human operators at making these decisions.
So fewer unnecessary service calls, meaning quicker service for customers and lower costs for the providers. Sounds like a real win-win.
Exactly. And it gets quite sophisticated. AI is being used to predict failures in wireless core networks by analyzing patterns in network traffic. They use something called autoencoder models combined with LSTM networks.
LSTM. What's that?
Think of LSTM long short-term memory as a type of AI that's good at remembering sequences of data over time. This allows it to spot unusual patterns in network traffic that might indicate an impending failure.
That's like having a crystal ball for network stability. Wow. What about more traditional industries, like, say, law?
We're seeing AI make significant inroads there too. Consider AI-powered contract management solutions. These systems can automatically classify and extract key data from contracts and even monitor them for compliance, which can greatly streamline legal processes and free up legal professionals from more routine tasks.
That sounds like a huge efficiency boost for legal departments, I can imagine.
It is. And in manufacturing, AI is being applied to detect defects in wind turbine blades using optimized images from ultrasonic testing. This significantly reduces the time needed for evaluation and helps overcome the shortage of skilled human inspectors. The potential time saving here is remarkable, around 32,000 person-hours annually.
32,000. That's an astonishing figure. It really highlights how AI can tackle very specific and time-consuming industrial challenges.
Indeed. And even in the oil and gas sector, AI is playing a role in optimizing drilling operations. By analyzing a vast stream of data from drilling rigs, in real time we're talking about processing over 170 vital signals every single second. This allows for more efficient and safer drilling.
Incredible processing power.
It really is. And finally, AI is being used to fine-tune the settings of industrial equipment like variable frequency drives and flow control valves, significantly reducing the trial and error process that used to take hours and was often quite inefficient.
So across a really diverse set of industries, AI is proving to be a powerful engine for streamlining operations and boosting efficiency. Okay, now let's pivot and explore how generative AI is actually driving new innovation.
Right, this is where we see AI going beyond just improving existing processes and actually enabling entirely new possibilities. Professor Grimson at MIT shared a compelling example of using deep learning to identify completely new drugs that can effectively kill antibiotic-resistant bacteria, a truly critical area of medical research.
That's potentially life-saving innovation right there. What other examples did we come across?
While staying in healthcare, Professor Grimson also highlighted the development of AI systems for breast cancer detection that have demonstrated very high accuracy rates on past data, around 85%. This could lead to earlier and more accurate diagnoses in the future.
That's promising.
And the ISO-IHC report details the use of neural networks to create detailed 3D models of custom orthopedic insoles, showcasing the power of AI in creating highly personalized medical solutions.
Personalized medicine feels like a particularly promising area for AI's innovative capabilities. What about applications outside of healthcare?
Smart agriculture is another really exciting field. AI is being used for the continuous analysis and prediction of how plant leaves grow, allowing for the optimization of water and nutrient use through embedded systems with specialized processors and neural networks. These systems can even operate autonomously for up to 180 days.
Wow, 180 days autonomous.
Yeah, and AI is also providing farmers with tailored advice on how to manage their crops by analyzing a wide range of data, including weather forecasts, pest activity, and historical agronomic data.
So farmers can make more data-driven decisions, leading to better harvests and hopefully more sustainable farming practices.
Exactly. And finally, in our cities, AI is being used to optimize traffic signal timing. By combining data from various sources like internet traffic information, sensors embedded in the road, and video feeds, AI systems can create real-time, adaptive traffic control systems.
Which could potentially reduce traffic jams.
That's the goal. Significantly reduce traffic congestion and improve the flow of vehicles.
It's really quite remarkable to see AI being applied to such a broad spectrum of challenges, fostering innovation across all these different domains. Now, as we see this technology become more integrated into businesses, it's important to consider the frameworks being developed for its responsible use.
Absolutely. As AI systems become more powerful and more widely adopted, it's crucial that we think about how they are designed and used. The ISO IEC documentation touches on the importance of considering the broader implications of AI applications, things like bias, responsibility, transparency.
And data bias is a big one, right? We heard about that from both MIT experts. I remember the Amazon resume screening example being mentioned.
Yes, exactly. Training data can inherently contain biases, and if we're not careful, the AI models learn and even amplify those biases. Predictability and transparency are also key properties for trustworthy AI, though deep learning systems can sometimes be like a black box, making them difficult to fully explain.
Right, the explainability issue. And we also heard from Dr. Westerman at MIT about the different approaches organizations are taking to govern their adoption of AI. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. Dr. Westerman discussed that some organizations are choosing a more centralized, top-down approach to AI governance. This allows for tighter control and can help ensure that AI initiatives align with overall business strategy and risk management.
Makes sense. Control is good.
It can be, but it might also, in some cases, slow down experimentation and innovation. On the other hand, some companies are taking a more decentralized approach, encouraging different departments or teams to explore and implement AI solutions more independently, maybe with broader guidelines.
So faster innovation maybe, but potentially messier.
Potentially, yeah. It could lead to inconsistencies or duplicated efforts. The best approach really depends on the specific culture, structure, and risk appetite of the organization. Dr. Westerman mentions Societe Generale, a major financial institution, as an example of a company that initially adopted a very centralized model for their AI initiatives.
Interesting. It sounds like finding the right balance between control and flexibility is going to be key for successful AI adoption. And ultimately, as Professor Grimson pointed out, AI is a tool, right? And it's up to us as users to critically evaluate its outputs and decide when they are appropriate and reliable.
That's a really crucial point. Just because an AI system generates a result doesn't automatically mean it's correct or suitable for the intended purpose. Professor Grimson highlighted that in some instances, even very advanced AI models like GPT-4 can see a drop in performance when applied to tasks outside their core areas of expertise.
Especially if users place too much blind faith in their output.
Exactly. Human judgment and critical thinking remain essential at all stages of AI implementation and use. And finally, the IOER report reminds us that as AI technology evolves, regulatory bodies will play an increasingly important role in providing guidelines and frameworks based on existing legal requirements to ensure responsible and ethical deployment.
So it's a multi-layered approach, balancing the immense potential of generative AI with the necessary considerations for careful implementation and oversight.
Precisely. Generative AI isn't some far-off concept. It's a present-day reality that is fundamentally changing how businesses across a wide array of sectors operate and innovate.
So to bring our deep dive to a close, it's clear that generative AI offers some really compelling advantages for businesses aiming to improve how they connect with customers, optimize their internal processes, and unlock entirely new avenues for innovation.
Definitely. And as we've explored, realizing this transformative potential requires a thoughtful approach to implementation, considering the frameworks for application and, ensuring effective deployment within the organization.
I have to say, looking at these diverse and sometimes surprising real-world examples has definitely provided some genuine aha moments for me. It's fascinating to see this technology move beyond theoretical discussions and into tangible, impactful applications.
Totally agree. And for you, the listener, understanding these practical examples offers a really efficient way to become well-informed about this rapidly evolving field without having to wade through overly technical details or abstract concepts.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. Given the increasing integration of generative AI into the core operations of businesses and even our daily lives, what new skills and perspectives might become absolutely essential for both companies and individuals to not just adapt to, but truly excel in this continuously evolving technological landscape? It's a question worth considering as you navigate this exciting future.